Hey everybody, I wanted to do a video response to this video put up here from this block party at, I think it was Western Illinois University. This is a small town. A lot of college towns have parties. When I went to college, they had parties. You know, there'll be a little issue here or there with someone that's too drunk, but for the most part, people don't riot and just tear down the town unless they're provoked. But in this case, I think it is obviously clear that the police in this case were running, probably along with Department of Homeland Security, they're running a training exercise that is basically a live exercise. The problem is that without the students actually causing a problem, which they weren't, organizations like the Department of Homeland Security and these are true communists that are running this place. They are trying to get out there and create an incident so the government has, some sort of, they can get out there and spin the reason why they're going to take everyone's guns. And basically, once America loses our guns, we are done. I mean, stick a fork in us. I mean, you're not going to be able to protect yourself from these cops. And so what you'll find in this video, and the scene you see here, this is all the cops gathering, and there's no riot going on. The cops are getting ready to create the riot. And what you will always see when you have the cops coming out in full force like this, the cops always have some paid actors to get out in front of them, and, it's all a photo op. I mean, they pick these students, and understand these kids might have been students. They might just be police cadets. But they're out there to look like students. They're lighting fires. They're doing some obnoxious stuff to help these cops feel justified. Maybe the line of cops don't realize that these are paid actors by the people who are really running this operation. But I mean, it becomes perfectly obvious what's going on. And I'll tell you what, this is becoming very common, and you're going to see this stuff on your street. The sound weapons they're using on these kids. It's all a big. Just an operation where they're just practicing and they're seeing what people are going to do. And I think it's pretty obvious that the students stood back, got out of the way. But the cops were 100% the provocateurs. It is 100% obvious. And I will tell you what, there's no place on this planet to hide from this. And it is amazing to see the brainwashing that's gone on. And if you read the articles and the message boards from the Osama bin Laden hoax this week, you quickly realize that people are completely ignorant of what's going on, and it doesn't take much for these cops and the Homeland Security and our government to put on a completely obvious false flag, and this is a false flag. They created a riot by putting their own actors out there, and they planned on raiding this party weeks in advance. And if you can't understand that, then you got something wrong with your head. And the true problem here is that the average American isn't a problem. The problem is our government, because the thing is the people don't have the money to pay for the government. So now the government is preparing to protect themselves and protect what they've stolen from everybody, even down to the local level, by creating things like this. And if you don't understand that every stinking town in this country is got the same sort of mentality, people running your local, state, federal governments, then you're just blind. And so, I mean, the cops are there to protect the people, not to provoke and set up a false riot in order to bring their tyranny down on people. I mean, you've got to watch this. Pay attention to the background. Watch the tape over and over, and watch especially the setup with this. Watch the day's videos of this. Listen to the people that were there putting their responses up on this. But this should scare the hell out of everybody. And if you don't understand that with this bin Laden birth certificate Donald Trump hoax that's been going on the last few weeks, that there is not something major coming down the pipeline for the U.S. this summer, then you got a big problem, because $6 gas this summer that they've been telling us is going to happen, they're warning you, it is going to make people too poor to be able to travel to their jobs, to be able to put groceries on their table. Sure, you'll have American Idol or whatever. They're going to give you baseball and, maybe football. But, I mean, you literally better wake up and start paying attention to what these guys are doing. I have trouble watching videos like this. I know it happens, but I mean, I just have to say something about it and try to keep my blood pressure as low as I can. But I would say to the cops that participate in actions like this, especially in your own town, if the people around you start to perceive you as the anarchist and as a threat, I mean, you still have wives and children and mothers and daughters and everybody. I mean, what are you freaking thinking? You know, you can't destroy everyone else's society and think that you're going to be living in some sort of utopia. I mean, it just blows my mind, the ignorance of these cops that blindly follow these Nazis that are setting up these operations. And believe me, it's a handful of people setting it up and a bunch of idiot dope cops that follow along with this crap. I mean, you're to serve and protect, not to freaking cause riots and anarchy and tyranny. It is absolutely amazing. Well, this is going to be the new normal. Get used to it. The cops are going to be provoking. Be very careful about protests. Don't take your children to these things because all hell could break loose thanks to the cops provoking a false attack on themselves by their paid provocateurs. So I'm telling you, you guys better stock up. Shit's going to hit the fan. This is a training operation that they staged and took live and took out on innocent people. And so, I mean, if you don't see that, you're a complete idiot. And I got to be honest with you, I think there's a lot of these cops and these organizations that are out here trolling these comment boards, putting up these comments as well. So ban these people when you see these idiots saying that these kids deserve this, because that's just the cops trying to put out their spin. And don't think for a second that they're not out there watching these videos and putting their own comments up. Believe me, it doesn't take much of a comment to change someone that has their head up their ass's mind about the situation. So it's all bullshit. Don't buy it. You know, good luck, everybody.